Hey guys, Andrew Esquivel here, back with another review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Aqua-tech 5 to 15 gallon hang-on back fish tank filter. So this fish tank filter does 100 gallons per hour, as it states right here in the back of the box, and it comes with its own type of media, but I don't even bother with the so-called 3-stage media that comes with it. I actually, what I do is I take some C-Chem Matrix, put it in a little nylon bag that's designed for holding media, and stuff this in there. And what that does is it provides mechanical filtration as well as superior biological filtration. And on the fronts where I have the intake, I use a sponge so that it has a pre-filtration system on there, because this is my tank for breeding food for puffers and cichlids, so this is all just bladder snails and ram's horns and stuff like that. So 100 gallons per hour is appropriate for how much filtration you're going to need for a 10-gallon tank, which this is a 10-gallon tank. The general rule of thumb is take however many gallons you have, multiply that by 8, and that's how much water flow you should be looking at for your hang-on back filter. Now that's fine and all, and that's actually where all the positives of this filter ends. Take the filter, deconstruct everything, use the exact parts that came with it, or use whatever customizations like I've done. The results are still the same. The fact of the matter is, this filter, I'm going to refrain from using any harsh language, it's terrible. It's just awful. This filter just stops working for no discernible reason whatsoever. Getting it to start back up again has to be the most frustrating task I have ever had the misfortune of trying to do. Now, it can take upwards of 2 minutes for the system to purge, and to do it, all you gotta do is pop the top, put some water in there, up to about where it would start falling out. After you have the intake system connected to the impeller, and it should take 2 minutes, like I said, to purge. But after minute 5, you're like, okay, something ain't right. So you're trying to move it up and down a little bit, trying to figure out what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. This is actually the second filter of this model I've had, because the first one just was so terrible. I had to try and, I thought maybe there's just one bad one. This is the second one, and I really can't say this one's any better. And I've had to manually restart this filter several dozen times in the few days that I've owned it, and I am gonna return it because this thing is just awful, which is really sad, because although Aqua-tech isn't necessarily a premium brand or anything, I do own their most powerful hang-on back filter, and I've actually owned every single hang-on back filter that they've manufactured in terms of power all the way down until this one right here. This is the first of their little tiny filters that I've ever used, and all the other ones worked exactly as advertised, but this one, the little 4-watt impeller, just doesn't seem to be powerful enough to keep this thing going. And no, it's not a result of the custom media or custom changes I've done, because I could strip all that out and try and make this thing work, but the fact of the matter is it just doesn't work. Now, yes, it's working right now, and that's actually nothing short of what I would consider a miracle, but it is just more trouble and hassle than it's worth. Look, a filtration system is what keeps your fish alive. It's what converts the ammonia to nitrites and the nitrites to nitrates. It's an incredibly important system. And if it doesn't work, your fish are going to die. Now, hopefully you don't have your fish tank overstocked to the point where a few hours in between of noticing the thing's not working is going to kill your fish with ammonia. But fact of the matter is, this thing it's so temperamental, and there's really no indication as to what causes it. I must have disassembled this thing at least 10 different times trying to figure out what might be the problem. It's not like it's a bladder snail stuck inside the impeller. It's not like the tubing isn't connecting to the impeller properly, and it's not like I'm not purging it correctly. Like I said, I've owned every other model from Aqua-tech, and this is the only one that seems to have serious issues, which is really unfortunate. I mean, it is a $10 filter. Okay, it's not, supposed to be an amazing product. It's a Walmart product. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't work. If you're going to buy something, especially something as vital as the thing that keeps your fish alive, you really would want to hope that it doesn't just suddenly stop working out of the blue. And like I said before, getting it started back up again is a hassle. It takes me on average half an hour just to get the dang thing started back up again. And it's always a situation of, okay, well, Walmart's return department has been closed for 5 minutes now, and I'm not going to make it there on time before the staff leaves. So I'm stuck with the dang thing for a few more days until I can get over to Walmart and return this thing for the second time, because this is just absolutely unacceptable. And guys, check out some other filter. Please, whatever you do, avoid this at all costs. I've got plenty of filters that I work with. I've got, this hang-on back filter. I've got other hang-on backs. I've got canisters. I've got sponge filters. I've got micro canisters. I've worked with many different filters, and every filter that I've ever had has had some issue, but nothing that couldn't be corrected in a few minutes. This is just something to avoid at all costs. So please take that information to heart. Please consider something different. Try a model up. A little more filtration is better than not enough filtration anyway, so it's not like it's going to hurt your fish. So if you were to go up to a model that, does a few more gallons per hour. So with that being said, I hope this review was informative. I hope it kind of gives you some clarity as to how badly this thing is designed, and, well, stay fishy, keep your fish nice and happy, stay away from this filter. Thanks for watching, guys.